Have you ever wondered what the real difference is between the terms Hebrew, Israelite, and Jew? People often use them interchangeably, but each one tells a unique story from a different period in history. It's like looking at a family tree that spans thousands of years. So let's untangle these terms and see how they connect. Let's start at the very beginning with Hebrew. This is the oldest term of the three. It first appears in the Bible with Abraham. The word Hebrew, or ivory, in the original language likely means one who crosses over. This could refer to Abraham crossing the Euphrates River to enter the land of Canaan, as God commanded. So, Hebrew was the original name for Abraham and his descendants, like his son Isaac and his grandson Jacob. It was an ethnic and linguistic label for this specific nomadic clan that stood apart from the other peoples in the region. Think of Hebrew as the foundational identity, the root of the family tree. Now let's move on to Israelite. This term comes from Jacob, Abraham's grandson. As the story goes, Jacob wrestled with an angel and was given a new name, Israel, which means one who strives with God. Jacob had 12 sons, and their descendants formed the 12 tribes of Israel. So, when the Hebrews, these descendants of Jacob, settled in the land of Canaan and formed a nation, they became known as the children of Israel, or the Israelites. The term Israelite refers to a member of this confederation of 12 tribes, united under a single national identity and a shared faith centered around the God of Abraham. This period includes iconic figures like Moses, King David, and King Solomon. It's during this time that the first temple was built in Jerusalem, solidifying the national and religious identity of the Israelites. So to recap so far, Hebrew is the ancestral origin tied to Abraham, and Israelite is the national identity tied to Jacob and the 12 tribes that formed the kingdom. But what happened next? This is where things get a bit more complex. After the death of King Solomon, around 930 BCE, the United Kingdom of Israel split into two. The 10 tribes in the north kept the name Kingdom of Israel, while the 2 tribes in the south, Judah and Benjamin, formed the Kingdom of Judah. The people of the southern kingdom, Judah, were naturally called Judeans. This split is a crucial turning point. In 722 BCE, the Assyrian Empire conquered the northern kingdom of Israel. They exiled the 10 tribes, who gradually assimilated into other cultures and became known as the 10 Lost Tribes. Their distinct Israelite identity from that specific kingdom faded from the historical record. This left the southern kingdom of Judah as the primary remnant of the original 12 tribes. The people of Judah, the Judeans, were the ones who carried the torch of the Israelite faith and traditions forward. And this brings us to the term Jew. The word Jew is essentially a shortened, evolved form of Judean after the Babylonians conquered the kingdom of Judah in 586 BCE and destroyed the first temple. They exiled the Judeans to Babylon. During this Babylonian exile, the term Judean or Jew became the common way to refer to these people, distinguishing them from their Babylonian captors. It was no longer just about geography. It became an identifier for their religious and cultural heritage, even when they were far from their homeland. When some of them returned to Jerusalem and rebuilt the temple, they were still known as Jews. The religion they practiced, which had evolved and been codified during and after the exile, became known as Judaism. So, from this point forward, Jew became the dominant term. It described both the descendants of the ancient Israelites, primarily from the tribe of Judah, and anyone who followed the religion of Judaism. Unlike Israelite, which was tied to a specific national kingdom, Jew could describe a person's religious and cultural identity regardless of where they lived in the world. This is why we talk about the Jewish diaspora communities of Jews living outside the land of Israel, but still connected by a shared faith, heritage, and identity. Let's do a quick timeline summary. Abraham was a Hebrew. His descendants who formed a nation were the Israelites. After the kingdom split and the northern tribes were lost, the remaining people from the kingdom of Judah became known as Judeans, which evolved into the word Jews. The term Jew then came to represent the religious and cultural identity that has continued for the last 2,500 years. Today, the terms are used in different contexts. Hebrew is mostly used in a historical or linguistic sense. We talk about the Hebrew Bible or the Hebrew language. Israelite is almost exclusively used for the historical period of the ancient kingdoms. You wouldn't call a modern Jewish person an Israelite unless you're specifically talking about ancient history. The term Jew is the most common and accurate term used today to describe a person of the Jewish faith or heritage. And, of course, we have the modern state of Israel. Founded in 1948, a citizen of this country is called an Israeli, regardless of their religion or ethnic background. So an Israeli could be Jewish, Christian, Muslim, or of any other faith. An Israeli is a nationality, while a Jew is a member of a religion and a people. It's an important modern distinction to make. So while these three words, Hebrew, Israelite, and Jew, are all connected, they represent a fascinating evolution of identity over millennia. From a single family that crossed a river, to a powerful nation of 12 tribes, to a global people united by faith and tradition. Each term is a snapshot of a different chapter in a long and incredible story. I hope this helps clear things up. It's a rich history, and understanding the language we use to describe it makes it even more meaningful. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this interesting, please give this video a like and subscribe for more deep dives into history and culture. See you in the next one.